Business in the boardroom.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Tate.
So this is a bit different this week because something exciting's happening, and it's happened really quickly. The thought's been there for ages, but the cogs have been moving quicker than I thought they would.
It's me.
It's you, not that you're impatient. So I want you to tell me. I mean, obviously everybody knows Sarah. This is Sarah Louise Rhodes, SLR, if
As
you didn't
original.
know. So we've got now SLR Marine, established for 9 years this year. SLR Local, established for 1 year this year. What's been born this year?
SLR Youth recruit.
How exciting is that?
I know.
So tell her. I mean, I am buzzing. I'm buzzing about it. I was telling one of my friends about it the other day, and then I realised that I've been speaking for quite a long time.
Not you.
I know, right? And then I said to her, anyway, I probably shouldn't be telling you this because I don't even think it's like a proper idea of motion yet. But anyway, she was like, I can tell you're excited. So tell us about it. What is SLR Youth Recruit?
So, Portsmouth for South Coast Business Week, there was the Monday at the Queen's Hotel, wasn't there?
There was.
Where a question was asked to the crowd of who had a job when they were 16, 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And in a room full of fully grown business adults,
180 people there was.
how many hands went up?
3/4 of the room.
Yeah. And then on our event at the D-Day Museum on the Wednesday, I asked the same question and it was a similar response. How many messages do we receive from our friends asking if we got jobs for their children?
So many. And how old are your kids? 17. Oh, sorry, we can't.
Can't do that. So when we had the panel on the Wednesday and it was questioned by Aaron and Hannah Prowse from the Historic Quarter, said it's cost, it's money. And I don't know, I literally could feel the back of my brain like crackling with an idea.
Yeah.
And we can take that headache away. So I have spoken to Jodie Fair at the council, our lovely Jode, and Jane Lemaire.
Oh, we love them both. The two
Jane
J's. Jane the Lemaire.
I've spoken to Chris Hatter at Portsmouth International Port, and I had a meeting last week with Dave Humphreys and Danielle from the council, who works in the attendance department for kids. I don't really know what that means. Sorry. Sorry, Danielle. But it was a really, really good meeting, and I've asked all of them, are there any red flags in our idea? And they've all said no, and they've come up with solutions that will help us take it to the next step. So effectively, it is a collaborative effort, but it will be run by SLR, it'll be run by us, is that we create a pool of young 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds.
Which would be so easy.
For employers, local businesses in the city to use on an ad hoc basis, on a temporary basis. So, for example, Hannah has got a big event down in the dockyard. She needs 10, 17-year-olds to come and help. She would be able to ask us for 10 young people to come down and work 7-8 hours a day, and we would just invoice her an hourly rate for that person. We will look after the risk assessments. We will do some basic level training, which the council have offered us the platform Seedle. So they will be able to do some food handling, some manual handling, safety courses. So we can literally bring a cohort of young people into our office. We've got it all set up. We can do a couple of hours training with them. We can help them with CVs. We can help them with interview techniques. And we can vet and pull a really good and guide a really good group of young people.
So good. Because this is the thing now. I think a lot of the kids that I speak to, like, even when they come to us and they're maybe 19, they don't really have, they've never had a job. So then they can't get a job because they've never had a job. They've got no one that can act as a reference, a working reference for them. They've got no experience with other adults other than their friends, their mum's friends or their mums and dads. So I think I know full well that I learned how to be around an adult when I was young because I was a Saturday girl.
Yeah.
And then I worked in a hair shop in Albert Road and the same, I think you did loads of...
I had a paper round, which are really hard to come by now.
Yeah.
I worked in a florist. I then worked in Sainsbury's. I was at Sainsbury's when I was in my last year of senior school, because I remember going to get my GCSE results. So I was just turned 16 and I was working behind the deli counter. So those roles are really hard to come by now.
But they're crucial, I think, for
Without
development.
a doubt.
In
Just talking to customers, eye contact, you know, understanding the intricacies of different human beings. I think about our boys who are similar ages and what opportunities that they will have, and they seem to be getting less and less. And that's because it is so hard to employ young people. You know, employer liability, the contracts, everything is, and unfortunately, as this year is going for businesses, it is harder and harder to employ people. So we can be that conduit between, you know, utilising this amazing pool of talent and giving them the opportunity where we're all sat there saying about skill gaps.
Yeah, well,
we're all sat there and, this is our opportunity to actually give people the opportunity to gain these life skills, which are so valuable, and help them become, you know, leaders of the future.
And you never know, you might find a little golden nugget that you think,
and then
I'm keeping them.
100%.
I'm going out as soon as I leave
That's
school.
what we want.
Which is amazing. We've got Victorious Festival coming up.
Yes.
That's around the corner. And obviously I know that Victorious get their core staff through an agency that they've got a good relationship with. But there's all these other food and drink vendors. I know that, I mean, if they're under 18, they won't be able to serve alcohol. But there's all these food vendors. There's people in the kids arena that, you know, need Saturday girls, Saturday boys to just take tickets or man the stalls. Yeah. That's what we can provide.
I feel like the opportunities are endless if employers
especially
are willing to give them a chance.
Yeah. There's so much hustle and bustle at the weekends, isn't there? Like coffee shops, restaurants, cafes. There's so much.
And it really is that ad hoc, you know, if you use them while you need them in those peak times. And it just takes away those liabilities that maybe would put you off doing it, because SLR will employ them. We will help you with your risk assessments. We will be the one that carries the work permit. So we're the employer looking after that person. To make it crystal clear, though, we won't be supervising, directing and controlling on site. That will be the employer's responsibility.
But we're there to educate the employer, if they've not done that before, as to sort of what they need to adhere to keep it safe and fair for the employee.
The council have provided us with the health and safety assessments, with the risk assessment. So it's kind of a template so that we're all singing from the same page. So I still can't see any red flags.
So if this sounds like, this probably does sound too good to be true, but it's not. It's just no one's done it before. No one's cared enough to actually think, right, how are we going to support our youth? How are we going to get our youth into employment? How are we going to get them, what am I trying to say, experience? Even if they're not looking to go into catering, even if they want to be a labourer, or even if they want to go and, I don't know, work at a nursery, like, they need experience with people.
And they want money. They want their own money. So this is a way for them to be working. And to be clear, you know, we are going to be recruiting young people that want to work. So they're going to come in here and we're going to guide them and we're going to help them, but they're going to have to want to work. So this isn't a tick boxing exercise.
No way. Because that's actually a waste of our time.
Like,
and that sounds awful. That's what I mean.
And I also think that parents' buy-in is really important here as well. So I've said a couple of times to you, haven't I, when it comes to my son's turn to go out and find work, you know, I would probably drive them somewhere and pick them up to ensure that they're going. So I think having that parents' relation, or us having that relationship with parents as well, is really, really important and encouraged. And that will only make this more successful.
100%. So if we've got two sides of this coin, so if there's parents out there or young adults out there that are looking and they want to know more information, how do they get in touch?
So give us a call. So Tate, what's the number?
02394 81. No, I don't know. If anyone listens to the Express FM when we're on, you know, that cheers Ian.
How long have you been here now?
I mean, I don't call the office. I just call you. Sarah's number is, no, joking.
02394 008 913.
That one.
SLR-recruit.co.uk, or DM us, message us. Me and Tate are on Instagram,
LinkedIn.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
We are social media
Heroes. I was going to
That
say
wasn't what I was going to
queens.
say, but then
Dickhead. I was like that. Cut that out, Ed. Beep. I was going to say something else.
Yeah, so was
it's
I.
It's not appropriate for the ears. And what if businesses are thinking, this is exactly what I need. I've got a really busy run up. I'm doing the food festival. I'm doing Victorious. I'm doing whatever is coming up. How do businesses get in touch?
Contact us, ring
Same
us,
way.
and reach out to me and you. You are the SLR local queen.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm here to guide and encourage all employers. But let's just have a conversation about it because, we've got to do our bit. And in the city, we must do our bit. Getting local youth into employment is crucial for the success of the next generations.
Yes. And I also won't hear of it now. Like so many times we've been to our clients and they say, oh, you can't get this anymore. You can't get that anymore. And I'm like, well, what are you doing to eradicate that then?
Yeah.
What are you doing to bridge that skills gap? Oh,
and I also think that we are very quick to just brush off
youth,
the young.
Especially like, they don't want to work, they're lazy.
Snowflakes.
They're not being given the opportunity.
No, and also that's not true. Let's not talk about them like
No.
that. Imagine if we spoke about ourselves like that all the time.
Yeah.
We must show them that we care and that we want the very best for them.
And that we're willing to give them a shot.
Yeah.
Because how else are they going to grow?
And learn.
Yeah. Exactly. This is exciting.
It's really exciting.
So this was really spare at the moment because you literally said to me on the phone yesterday, on our hour and a half phone call yesterday, she was like, I'm going to launch next week. I was like, oh my God.
We're going to launch in April because it's National Child Employment Month. Which is, I don't like child employment. It doesn't ring true, does it? But so it would be really good to launch it in the month of April, and then we are coming into the summer months, so the days are longer, businesses will stay open longer. There's so many exciting things happening.
Yeah, and everyone's busy. Like,
you
want to go out for a coffee more, don't you? You want a little bit of lunch out.
Yeah.
So hopefully businesses.
And we really want to get it going. We want to get some cohorts in here, start getting them trained up. We'll learn as we go along as well. But it's just so exciting. And I just think, this time in 6 months, we'll have some success stories to talk about, and we'll be able to showcase that.
Yeah.
And also that young person will then have us as a reference, you as a reference, the employer, something on their CV, a little bit of training.
But also the personal growth that they'll have. Yeah. So say they're leaving school and they're approaching college. That's a huge stepping stone for a young person. And it's really bloody scary because you go from, again, we were talking about this the other day, weren't we? But you go from being big fish to little fish again in a environment where you're completely encouraged to be your own person.
Yeah.
So I think if they can get a couple of months or a couple of jobs under their belt in the summer, the personal growth and the people they'll be around will be crucial.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Oh, it's exciting. Well, we're going to release this as soon as possible and keep an eye out, and hopefully we'll be all over LinkedIn and all the businesses will be like, what a great idea. We're coming straight to you. And but seriously, guys, we really, really need to do something about this. We really need to make a difference, because otherwise we can't keep moaning about there not being the work, there not being the skills. Because if we're not doing our part to encourage the youth into work, then it's not going to change.
No, it's not.
So keep your eyes peeled. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Tate.
Woo!
Business in the boardroom.